Hello, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. We're going to talk about the Shrek movies. The movies we're going to go over are going to be Shrek 1, 2, the third, Shrek Forever After, Shrek the Musical, and also Shrek Retold for some reason. Anyways, let's get the introductions out of the way.
We're gonna review Shrek 1 3 times.
Oh boy! Oh god. Anyways, so we're gonna let's get introductions out of the way. I am your boy Matt. Next guy, come on. Any of you want to come?
It's me. It's the bass of the sea.
Thank you. That's my phrase.
All right.
Yes, it is your friendly neighborhood Bass. Here,
Sebastian.
Sebastian Exall.
It's me, T'Challa.
Yes. It is King T'Challa. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he's that guy. Anyways, so. All right. So whose idea was this again to do the Shrek movies? I don't remember. I think it was.
You told me that we were gonna do a back and forth where you got to choose the topic and then I got to choose the topic.
I see now. Okay. Yes.
You chose Star Wars.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I decided to do Batman after this. I think.
That'll be fun.
Anyways, so. All right. Anyways, Andre, you want to say something before we get into the introductions? And there we go, it started.
Oh, I was forgetting. Shrek holds a very special place in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
I posted a teaser for this podcast on Instagram today.
Oh yeah.
I was trying to be really hard on the. I didn't want it to be obvious it was about Shrek, so I just posted a picture of John Lithgow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Lord Farquaad. Okay, so when I was looking at that a picture on Instagram, I was tempted just to go, he huffed and he puffed and he sent an eviction notice, but I feel like that was gonna give it away. Yeah,
I would have destroyed you.
I was so tempted to do it. I really wanted to.
Because straight up, I've been bullying Bryce about the. But the theme of the next podcast is going to be he asked, and I was like, "You're just gonna have to find out." And he's like, "Damn it." You're gonna have to find out, like every other millennial. I don't know.
He really wants to be in a podcast because he was talking to me yesterday about how much he wants to be in a Zelda one. I'm like, okay, man, but I'm gonna have to figure out how to do a Zelda one because there's a lot to unpack.
There's too many.
In that. I mean, there's a lot to unpack on Zelda.
Be fair,
what specifics are we talking about? And Zelda.
Fair. You did fucking 9 Star Wars movies.
Now, Sebastian, that is a different time. That is a much different time.
I was to bring him on something related to musicals or something, but and off topic. We need to talk about the boy, the pure essence of masculinity, Shrek.
Mm-hmm. All right,
Dad.
No. Okay, so here's how we're gonna do it. Since we have to review the first movie 3 times, we're just gonna go through all versions of the first movie. Then we're gonna go on to the other movies.
That's great because we don't want to just blow our load on Shrek 2. Right?
Yeah. No. We want to wait a little bit before we start going. Yes! I need a hero. You know, I think we need to wait a bit.
We'll also get into the musical numbers movie. We'll get into that.
Oh god. Anyways, so Shrek 1.
Yes.
Alright, so Sebastian, I'm not sure if you watched the previous one, but how this goes is we're gonna basically talk about our opinions, what we liked about it, what we don't like about it, and then we're gonna essentially pass off the torch to each one of us.
Okay, who wants to go first?
Andre, go first.
Okay, so I guess there's no better place to start than the original version of Shrek 1, right? Mm-hmm. All-American classic. And perfect casting. You know? They threw away like $1 billion voice lines just so that they could make Shrek Scottish. Okay. Again?
Yeah, no, wasn't Chris Farley supposed to be Shrek at some point?
I believe he was. Sure.
Chris Farley was supposed to be Shrek, yeah, and then he died. And
That's right, and then they
job.
had Mike Myers take over, and then he just did a Scottish accent.
Mike Myers actually started a Southerner accent, but then after filming the entire movie, so they just threw all those lines away and made him redo it.
Oh wow.
That pissed a lot of people off, by the way. Just like, alright, the movie starts with Myers, and then like, actually, can we just throw all that away? Well, what do you want to do? I don't know, I can be Fat Bastard, I guess.
Fine. It better be amazing.
Yeah, right. And
what are you doing in my swamp? You just do that. Hottest things, hottest. Why does your shit like that voice just like immediately? Yeah. Because when I think of Shrek, I immediately think of Fat Bastard because that's the only thing that comes to my mind, honestly.
Anyway, continue, Andre.
Anyway, it was the first movie, and it was the first anime ever to receive a feature award. Beat out my favorite movie of all time, Monsters Inc. Still a little.
Oh yeah.
Jimmy Neutron didn't win.
I'm not too broken up about that.
Either.
Again.
Oh fuck.
The plot of this movie is crisp, pristine, simple. It's a love story about a dude falls in love with the princess, who's also another dude. An ogre.
Hold up a second. Hold up, because that changes the entire story. Could
you imagine if that's what the plot was? Fiona's a princess by day, an ugly man by night. It's just.
She's Fiona by day, but Farley by night.
All right.
Anyways.
And some short political type just dumps up a bunch of freaks on his property.
Oh, yes.
So he's like, "Oh, what the? Go on this quest, okay? Get me a girlfriend on Tinder, and then I'll give you your house back." And he's all like,
"Pick number 3,
he's like,
okay."
He's all like, "Sure." Go home and whatever. But then he ends up cucking Farquaad in the end, and it's beautiful.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's got perfect tunes. Okay, it starts out with All Star, which is classic. Ends with I'm a Believer, which would go on 4 times as nice.
Then that really.
Home today, don't wanna donut. I wanna stay home today. Don't wanna run on. The credits song.
That was really weird. It's like all this like high poppy music, and then just I believe it's like what?
Yeah, it kind of throws you off a little bit.
It's like it grabs you by the balls, and just when you think it's about to explode, just black and blue balls. That's what it does.
It's just. Anyways, is that all you want to say about the movie, Andre? Is there anything else you want to talk about?
I really have negative things that I think are negative about the movie.
Only negative thing I can think of.
There's 2. Go on ahead.
Okay, so the only negative thing I can think of is that Illumination is planning on doing something with Shrek. I think in the future. Is that true?
We'll get to that.
All right. Sorry about that. All right. Finish your piece.
The only 2 negative things. One of it's not its fault. It didn't age particularly the best. It still looks pretty good. But you can tell that it's like 20 years.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And the only other thing is they use that one thing at this point, that the movie uses that one trope that's like used to death, where like the main that he wasn't supposed to listen into, and like it separates the main characters because they get in a big fight.
Okay. So I need you to repeat that one more time because I didn't hear a word you just said because you're cutting in and out sometimes.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
It's not the mic, it's the internet.
Yeah.
My frick. is my parent watching that frickin' Wyoming sheriff. I swear to goodness. No.
anyways, say that one more
No.
time.
You already heard the animation part.
Yes.
I'm assuming. The only other problem is it uses this trope that's in a lot of movies. It was like in Bug's Life too, where it's like, for like overhears a conversation.
Yeah.
Oh
To
yeah.
misunderstand, big fight or whatever.
Yeah, no, it's like this whole ordeal could be solved if you just talk to them instead of getting all pissy and moany about it. Like, just confront them
And it's like
about
resolved,
that.
literally resolved in like 2 minutes of Donkey and Shrek yelling at each other in like 4 minutes of Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Yeah, the hallelujah. Yeah.
Hallelujah sequence that's in every Shrek movie,
Freaking.
where it plays a sad song because everything plays a sad song and Shrek's about to lose all the friends in his life.
Island. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyways, is that all you want to say about it? Anything else you want to talk about?
That's what you guys can go on ahead and say your thoughts. You know.
All right. Sebastian, go ahead and go.
All right. Well, first off, I just want to say that this movie, I think for like the first one, I think this one brought a lot of joy to everyone. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. Fuck you. But I have to say though, like, I like how they made this guy like Shrek. He's just this hateful person, and then by the end, he just becomes like really like, I guess he's not all the way loving, but he's in love.
Right, yeah, but like that whole like character arc of his like spans out for like 4 freaking movies, and he has to like come to grips with accepting who he is, and you know, but that goes into like the second movie though, but that's just like then it like skips the third movie, then goes back to forever. It's weird.
But one thing that also, as Andre said, I really enjoyed like every opening credits and
the music.
The final. Yeah, just the music. You know, it's like third aside, which we'll get to that. I think almost every Shrek movie has a great musical number. You know what I mean? Like, it's just
yeah. You know, it's like it always has like that like the ending part of it always has like the awesome part where like it's basically just a curtain call to all the characters, and like in the first one is I'm a Believer. Second one, Livin' La Vida Loca, which is my favorite freaking thing ever.
Yeah.
Then like the end credits of the movie, they
did like a different version
of a
hero.
Pulling out for a hero.
Which is pretty alright, honestly. It's pretty, I kind of like it, but it's for me.
Not as good as the... We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Anyways,
yes, we are.
Yeah, sorry.
But, I think my favorite scene out of the entire movie is surprisingly not the wrestling scene, which I think you guys probably would have thought was my favorite.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that.
Don't give a damn about my reputation.
Can't we settle this over a pint? No.
Yeah. All right, then. He also hits the tombstone pile driver, which is my favorite thing ever.
Oh, yeah.
Like, choke slam, tombstone, super kick. By the way, just a side note, what the fuck was that? Because it was meant to look like a ring, but it wasn't a ring, but there were ropes. Like, what the fuck?
I feel like that whole that whole scene was just supposed to be like a wrestler's wet dream, I suppose. It's just stuff just kind of happens and it just works out.
Cage for the horses to roam around in. Like,
yeah, why that's a good question.
Like, it's not a cage if there's ropes. It's like, and they jumped over it anyway. No,
it's
my favorite.
It's a minor inconvenience.
Yeah. my favorite scene out of the whole movie, castle scene through and through. From the beginning when they're on the bridge, afterwards when they pick Fiona up. I just love it. Just like,
she's like,
calming, suspense, everything.
music
It's
that
like, where are
plays.
we going? Why are we leaving the
Background Dean.
castle? I've got to save my ass.
What kind of knight are you? Okay.
One of a kind.
By the way, here's another thing. She doesn't know it's an ogre. Do you not see his giant green fucking hands?
Yeah,
I wasn't
no,
wearing
yeah,
gloves.
no, I was always I was always like questioning how dense is she? That well, okay, well,
If she's one herself.
okay.
You know what I mean?
The only the only excuse I could think of is the fact that she probably hasn't seen another human being or like somebody in like years and years, and maybe she forgot. But I don't know, man. It's like,
For all we know, she could have been thinking, "Hey, this troll, right?" And then the ears come out, and it's like, "Oh, it's an ogre." Whatever. I'm dealing with that.
Another thing that always confused me. It's like you know how she turns into an ogre at night.
yeah.
Wasn't it nighttime when they were at the fucking castle, or was it just
It was like dusk, like it was getting
Okay.
to that point.
Yeah, all right, it makes sense. Yeah, because like I couldn't tell if it was night because like when they left, it was daylight. I couldn't tell.
Yeah,
like,
no, it's like when the sun goes down. Like like if the sun is still setting, she's fine. But like as I guess she like starts to lose the sunlight, it like transforms.
Is it like that? Is it like that? What movie was it? I don't remember what it was, but it was like light. It was. I think it was Fright Night. If you guys remember that movie, light was like going through the window and like the
Yeah,
vampires were like
Yeah.
moving
yeah,
as like sunlight was coming in.
yeah.
that-
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. But I don't know. I like, but the castle scene for me at least easily the best scene of the movie. Maybe even the whole franchise. I might be getting ahead of myself. It might.
Oh,
You're
boy.
definitely getting ahead of yourself.
You definitely are. Because there's some good scenes. There's some really good scenes in the
I'm not
other
saying
movies.
I'm not saying it's the absolute best, but if
in the
there were like
movie,
a top
I could see that. Yeah, in this movie.
in this movie, definitely, and
yeah.
it's in the top 3, I think, at least
yeah.
of the whole. Is that fair? Castle
yeah.
scene's my
Oh, yeah.
favorite. My least favorite. I think I might have to go with Andre with like the Beck overhears something and then immediately.
Yeah, you know, every
That's what
time I watch that scene, it's just like aggravating to watch. Honestly, like it's
I think
not.
like with movies, there's always that one scene that you live without, and you're like, "Ugh, I hate this part," and it's in every movie.
Yeah,
Ugh, I hate this part of the movie.
and that's
and
just that scene for me too.
And of course, I think it would be bad if I didn't talk about Lord Farquaad. I think.
Oh, I have some stuff saved up for Lord Farquaad in the musical, but that's a whole.
Oh
I'm getting
yeah,
ahead of
that's
myself.
a whole other can of worms. Oh my god.
Can we agree he's might be? Not saying he's the best villain power wise, but is he the best villain of all the movies? Is that fair to say?
I don't know. I
Again,
really
we haven't
okay.
talked about the other. So.
Okay.
Don't agree.
Damn it! I don't. Okay. Well. Damn. Okay. You know what? Fine. How about this? At the end of this, okay, so like near the end of the podcast, we'll talk about the villains, okay? Because
Okay,
I have
all
some
right,
stuff to say about certain villains.
Alright, well, Matt, I guess that's all I have
So
to
let's
say.
try not to talk about villains, I guess, until the end of it, I guess.
Oh yeah. No, it's okay. Besides Lord Farquaad in the musical, because there's some stuff I want to say about that. All right. So.
So he's the only thing to talk about.
Shut up. Okay.
All right, Matt, that's all I got to say. So the floor is yours.
So, the first Shrek movie is a classic movie. You can't deny that. I'm pretty sure everybody and their freaking grandma has seen it. I would know because I watched it with my grandma on VHS. You know, it's
Grandma's last words were "Shrek is love." I'm kidding. That's one of her last words.
But you know, I really like this movie a lot. I prefer the second one over the first one, but the first one I've watched thousands of times as a kid, loved it to bits. I can't, you know how like when you watch a movie over and over again, sometimes it can get repetitive and annoying. But this movie doesn't do that for me personally. Like, I can always like quote it. I can always have a good time watching it no matter what. And that's just how it is for me. So yeah, it's pretty great. My favorite scene in this movie would probably be the donkey and dragon scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, was when the dragon was basically talking to
Shrek.
Like the dragon was giving Donkey the doomy eyes, and I was like, oh, okay, oh no.
Wasn't there a joke that like she shoved her tail up Donkey's ass or something like that?
I don't know.
You know, there was something when Donkey was like, "Don't touch me there," or "Don't put that in there."
I don't want to know. I don't want to remember that part. But yeah.
I'll look it up right now.
Oh, God damn it.
But like, there's the afterward where again Shrek falls on top of Donkey and pushes him through Dragon's hands, and then freaking the dragon just kisses Shrek's ass.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Actually, no, I lied. No, I lied. My favorite scene is Robin Hood's scene. Oh, merry man! Oh, yeah. My favorite scene is that little musical number. That's the best scene in the movie.
No good from the bush,
That's the best scene in the entire movie. Also, I think my favorite joke in this movie is when Donkey was looking for the blue flowers, red thorns. He's like, blue flowers, red thorns, blue flowers, red thorns. This would be so much easier if I wasn't colorblind. Blue flowers, red thorns, blue flowers, red thorns. That's my favorite part of that movie. Like that's like my favorite joke he made.
Oh man!
My favorite joke, personally, is the one where Bud's just chilling in bed, and he's like, "Show her to me, show her the princess."
Oh,
And then he covers.
Oh yeah, they showed his like erection or something like that.
They like showed like a little bump underneath the blanket, and he's like, "Oh," he's like, he gets embarrassed.
I noticed something really messed up much to the movie for this. In the beginning, they show the three bears. They're all in cages or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bears back again at the swamp, and there's only the dad and the mom. And later on, when you see Farquaad in his bed, in his bed, you see a bear.
Oh,
the mom bear.
Okay, yeah. I remember that now. Yeah. Oh my god. I remember that.
No.
It's so bad.
It's so messed up.
Anyways, that's all I have to say about this movie. It's a classic, good movie, love it. If I were to rate this movie out of all of them, I'd say it's the second best one. Just saying.
What's the most quotable?
The
Muffin Man.
That'll do, Donkey. That'll do. It's the most quotable for me.
Muffin Man is my thing.
Oh,
that's for me.
Oh, it's like run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man. You're a monster. I'm not the monster here. You are. You just. That's my favorite.
Fairy tale trash poisoning my perfect world.
Now tell me, where are the others?
Hey! Not the buttons! Not the gumdrop buttons!
Do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man? The Muffin Man.
Okay, now, in the first podcast, we were quoting every line from Revenge of the Sith, and now we're quoting every line from Shrek 1.
anyways, so yeah, that's something I have to say about the first movie. Now let's move on to the musical.
Are you sure you don't want to do Retold first?
No, let's just do the musical first, then we'll go to Retold afterwards.
Alright.
I will say one thing. I will say one thing. We learned more about Shrek's childhood,
which I thought was cool. So here are the pieces that I like about the musical. It's when they add new stuff to like the backstories of characters, such as Fiona being in the castle as a kid and she's growing up in the castle. I love that song. And then
don't like the song.
You don't like it?
Well, there's one particular part, and I watched a video and it mentioned it. That made a joke make a joke about her being bipolar or something like that,
Yeah, they did.
and they rhyme the verse with a frickin' "I'm a very gifted bowler."
Oh yeah.
I'm like,
well.
how?
But I also really like I thought it was funny what they did with Lord Farquaad, making him the son of one of the dwarves. It's funny as hell.
The son of Grumpy.
Oh my god. I also liked the backstory behind Shrek. It actually made me kind of sad for him as a kid.
Like, it makes you. The thing I like about it is like, like if you go head on before Shrek turns a new leaf in the original, you're like, okay, this guy's just a dick. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. Then you look at this and it's like, god damn, he has every right to be a dick, and now it's like people.
Well, now you can understand. Yeah. Let's now you understand.
And now either people make fun of him or they're scared of him and they don't get to really know him.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, it makes you feel that. And it's like, I'd be a dick too if that's me.
Yeah. And I think it sends a pretty good message. Overall,
I feel like...
Sorry, what were you saying?
I feel like though issues because one of the original movie was the comedy, right?
Mm-hmm.
The freaking. I feel like half the jokes in this movie are either in the musical anyway, either recycled from the. Or it's literally just them screaming at Shrek, just a bunch.
Yeah,
There's like a ton of.
The only like the funniest,
for no reason.
Yeah, like the funniest parts of this movie aren't even the jokes themselves. It's just looking at Lord Farquaad. Like, that's just the funniest part,
especially when he's in the bathtub.
Oh god.
One of the funniest parts of this one for me is like some of the songs finish abruptly. It's like they don't finish the song.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm remembering this correctly, because I only watched it like the other day. Wasn't there a song where like Shrek and Fiona were like comparing childhoods or some shit?
Yeah, I like that one. Yeah.
I think I got you beat. I think I got you beat.
And then it just ends with "My parents abandoned me when I was 7," and like,
oh,
yeah, they both say it at the same time, and it's like, oh.
There's the best song in this movie to me, other than the Big Bright Beautiful World, where it explains Shrek's backstory or whatever.
Okay.
Is the one where Shrek puts on. No, I'm lying. But the second best song is the one where he puts on the where Donkey puts on sunglasses. You got to make a move.
Yeah. I think the detail I really liked about this, like, and this was a little. Hold on, Pickle's calling me. Hold on. What's up?
Hey, sorry, I forgot you were doing the podcast thing.
So, it's all good.
Why'd you call?
Well, because I was gonna ask you if you want to go to the store, but I just remembered you're doing the podcast.
Yeah, and
So,
you're not in
bad.
here.
I'll let you get back to that.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
I love you.
Love you too.
Okay. Bye. Anyways,
you have time to go to the store, but you don't have time to do a podcast for an hour and a half. Fuck you! Well, I gotta go to bed. I gotta get to work early. Fuck you.
Pour.
Leave that in.
Leave that in. Pour my blood. I pour my sweat, my blood, my tears into dry outfit for the thumbnail of this video. You don't even see.
Anyways,
I gotta get.
Okay, so what was it about? Yeah, so I like the little the little touch they did with like the kid Shrek. Okay, so like, you know, like, it's like there's this scene where like kid Shrek is walking, and then you see King Harold and the Queen and little Fiona like walking past him.
Yeah, I love
like,
that.
It's
I didn't notice that.
Oh yeah, no, like, and she sees him and she waves at him, and then they keep dragging her along, and he sees her and he's like, hi, and then like she like vanishes off, It was a really cool touch. I thought it was really cool, actually.
Some people didn't notice it, which I like about that. A lot of people didn't know.
I was like,
I know.
I was tipsy as hell, and I noticed it. Freaking!
Matt sent me a video on Messenger of him watching Shrek Retold. I'm not Shrek Retold. Shrek the musical. It was the Story of My Life song, and he had a bottle of tequila in his hand, and he's like.
Well, I mean, it helped.
It probably did.
It did.
I can't wait for Matt to eventually just But I love the part where there was a rainbow dragon flying around, and like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? He's like, oh wait, I was drunk. I forgot.
I just started talking about some random shit that happened, but that didn't actually happen.
So before we move on to the next movie, oh my god, the dragon!
Dragon. The puppet is actually really cool.
Yes.
But the fact that they made it talk, the fact that they made the dragon sing, is no bueno.
My biggest problem with this musical is that they add songs that just don't do anything for me. It's like it just feels like it filler, honestly. Like some of these songs don't really add too much to the plot, so all they do is just kind of sort of extend the length of the show, and to me it's kind of obvious that they're just trying to extend the length of it, because for instance, there's a couple songs that the fairy tale creatures have that don't really add too much to the story. All it does is just talk about them. That's all it is. And one of those songs I like, the other ones are just I was just bored the entire time. It just wasn't interesting to me.
One song would have been enough.
Yeah, one or two songs. I think they gave him 3 songs, didn't they?
Yes, they did. And here's the thing, in the original movie, we see them not counting the beginning and the ending, at the swamp, we see them 2-3 minutes. There's 30 minutes just for the people.
Right.
I might be exaggerating a little bit, but it's goddamn.
I have no problem with them adding more with the fairy tale because it's cool to give them more screen time, but I feel like I feel like they overstayed their welcome though. For me personally,
I think so. Yeah.
Sorry, what? I had to let my dogs in.
We were just talking about how the fairy tale creatures kind of might have gotten more time than they need.
They freaking made it so basically the fairy tale creatures a revolution it's Les Mis or something. It's trying to be a better musical.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the I just wasn't a big fan of the fairy tale creatures' songs in general. They weren't that interesting to me.
One of them was good.
The first one was good, and then they started making more songs, and I was like, "Are we really doing this again?" Because you already established what you were doing. We already get it. You're just telling us the same thing in another song. I don't care.
It's literally this. This isn't real, but it's they just do another genre but sing the same lyrics.
Exactly. Just give us the plot. Can we have the plot?
We get it. You're creatures, you're not accepted, and you're gonna get killed. Bad. Sing that one time. Do you think the people in Wizard of Oz sang about being tortured by the witch more than once? No, they sang it once. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Oh shit, there's another witch. That's it. That's all that happened.
Yep. Anyways, Andre, what do you have to say about it? Andre.
There's a lot unpacked. There was one joke I actually liked that wasn't in the movie, but was in the musical. There's this part in the Story of My Life song, the first one, where it's it's disappointing. Whoa, is all I know. There's a part where, Big Bad talks about how he was bullied by a king's guard or whatever and said he was called a hot tranny mess.
Yeah. When they said that joke, the entire audience was roaring of laughter. Like, the entire audience. And that shows, like, how dated this musical is, honestly, because, like, if you try to make that joke now, it would not fly.
What year did the musical come out again?
2008, I
18.
think? 8?
2013.
13, was it?
When it hit that's when they made the movie version and it hit Netflix. That's when that came out. But
Okay.
you can look up when Shrek the Musical came out.
Hold on, I'm gonna do it real quick. 2008. It first came on in 2008, and then they did the little like re-releases.
2008.
So it came out right after Shrek the.
What's that?
Came Shrek the Third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you think about what happened at the end of Shrek the Third.
Anyways,
I'll get to that.
That's all I have to say about this one. Honestly, it's pretty alright. It's not that it's not a musical I would recommend. Honestly, it's pretty alright.
It served its purpose. It did.
Certainly ain't no Sweeney Todd, that for sure.
No, definitely not.
No, God no.
Anyways, Shrek Retold. Only thing I can say about this was this is just the same movie I watched already 2 times, and
different animation style.
I was already like done with the first movie, and I was watching this Retold, and you know, I'm sure a lot of people did a lot of good work and put a lot of effort and stuff. It was just so. A lot of it was boring to watch, and a lot of it was fun to watch. Like, it has ups and downs for me. The best scene in this entire little Retold thing was the anime esque style one where he's fighting all of the knights.
Yes,
that is the best scene.
We're talking about we're talking about Retold already. Okay.
Yeah. No, yeah. No. I'm done with the musical. I'm done.
Yeah, no.
Right.
Fun fact about Retold. Fun fact about Retold. It was made by a YouTuber with 2.7 million subscribers, Andre Tereba. So that's a fun fact. I don't know if you guys knew that or know who he is.
Yeah, and sure. Yeah, and they had a whole bunch of, what was it, like over 200 YouTubers?
There's 235 different people worked on the movie.
Contributed to it, yeah.
And I think it's the weirdest masterpiece I ever did see.
I wouldn't go far to say it's a masterpiece, but it was.
I don't know. For me, it's the same movie, just different animation styles. That's really it.
It was just weird. It was a lot of it was hard to watch, and a lot of it was just boring to watch.
Some of it was. I don't like using this word lightly because I hate this word, but some of it was kind of cringe. To be honest,
there was only one part. There was only one part for me that was actually cringe. It was the part where frickin' they do the run. You can't catch me on the gingerbread man bit, but then like the quads on.
Yeah.
That part was genuinely cringy, and I hated it.
I mean,
basically everything about this movie. I have a poster of it hanging. I bought a $50 VHS tape of it, and
oh god,
a cassette tape of the soundtrack of all the remixed songs from the movie.
Why?
Because I love it. It's glorious. Every song remixed is Bois, especially All Star and freaking I'm a Believer. Both of those versions both of those songs are like in Shrek Retold. I love the country ballad version of Shrek Retold.
That was cool. I mean, I would give something to say about this movie, but I don't know what to say that I haven't said already.
It's
Uh,
just a fan thing. That's all it is. It's
it-
just fan.
Christian,
What
this
is it?
freaking movie, and I am, yes. Again, guy that made Sonichu, again, made a scene in Shrek Retold. That-
Uh,
There's a god after all. No, I'm just kidding.
There is a god, isn't there? Anyways,
No.
that's all I have to say about that.
yeah, I'm done.
I'm not finished.
Oh
No.
god.
I'm not finished.
We're gonna go like another three hours of.
Are many Shrek Retold. But there is so many parts where it's like half the movie is even try because they knew it was a joke, and then the other half was like there are these genuine glimpses of like amazing animation.
Oh yeah,
Like-
yeah. Like,
They're like
there are
part
bits
where
and
they do
pieces.
the I'm on my way sequence, where it's like wait, but it's like an orc.
Mm-hmm. There's a
Beautiful.
okay, so you know the Fiona and Donkey scene, like where they're talking about like Fiona's secret and stuff. That scene
Yeah.
was actually pretty good. They were trying to like a live action version of that with just like making Donkey human and stuff. And it was pretty good.
That part was
I liked it. You know, it
was
pretty good.
actually pretty good.
I liked
I
it a
love
lot.
the rap version. I like the rap version of the Robin.
Oh yeah. The rap remix of "Oh Mary May."
Again.
Oh god.
Made the freaking they made the donkey flirting with dragon scene just a Pokemon.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's not perfecto. Again, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little biased because I spent $50 on it, but whatever.
I mean,
Yeah,
you kind of have to be at that point. I mean, you kind of have to be really biased on it if you
you're
spend
all in. You have
that
to.
much money on this.
But then there's like they made the ending sequence where it's the I'm a believer thing. They made it like an 80s style music video where the onion turns
Yeah,
into
that
like
was
a
weird.
freaking car.
Yeah. Okay, no. So like the ending was the worst part for me. Was like the ending credits. That was the worst part for me. It was the worst part. The worst
Yeah,
part.
I love the 80s style version of I'm a believer though. It was just kind of weird. It's just kind of weird what was going on around it.
I didn't like it.
You can say whatever you
You're
want,
doing
but
the-
nothing top the original. I don't care. I don't care if it's in 80s. I don't care if it's 70s. I don't care if it's in the 69s, motherfucker. I'm a believer.
I wouldn't leave her if I tried.
And I saw
Can't leave
her
her.
face!
God damn it.
Jesus, Christian, calm down, or I'm gonna throw you out of the sea.
Alright. So,
Alright, is it time?
I was gonna say something, but then frickin' he made me lose my train of thought.
please.
That's-
But I guess that's the best way to describe this movie, isn't it? It's a movie
Yeah.
that constantly loses its train of thought.
Yeah. It's all it. Yeah.
But
If
it's
you
like it's very interesting to watch, though.
It's like you watch the movie and then you tell somebody, "Oh, I gotta go take a poo. I'll be right back." Go to the bathroom for 5 minutes. You come back and you think they changed it to a different movie. It's
We're
just-
gonna like 1 second it's animation, and then the next part it'll be a part where Shrek's wearing a blue hoodie, and it'll go like, "Okay, pulls out 2 guns." Shut up. Freaking-
Oh God.
Good.
Anyways,
I'll give Shrek Retold a 4 out of 10. I think that's what.
4 out of
I'm gonna
Me.
give it like at least a 6 out of 11.
I give it a
Six
bit.
out of 11.
it's just I like better than I like Shrek the musical. Honestly,
both of those were hard to watch. I mean, both of them were hard to watch for me. But at least I had some liquor with the musical. I didn't have access to any liquor on Retold, so it was kind of harder to watch.
Yeah. All right. Well, is it time to get into everybody's favorite?
Please, please.
My favorite
Anyways,
2 is the best Shrek movie.
all right. So Shrek 2. This is the best one of all of them. I think hands down, nothing can top this one.
There'll never be a Shrek movie as good as this movie.
No Shrek TV short like Far Far Away Idol or Lord Farquaad or no. What is it?
Mini games.
The Pig Who Cried Wolf, Shrek the Halls, Donkey Caroling, Christmas-tacular, no Shrek's Yule Log, no Puss in Boots, 3 Diablos. No,
I'm literally
nothing.
just reading that are on the back of your collection right now.
That's exactly what I'm doing. That is precisely what I'm doing.
Far Far Away Idol was the best fucking mini game in DVD.
Oh my god.
They took the Shrek and the Swamp karaoke dance party from the last one, and they were like, "Hey, that sucked. Let's make it even better." It's like,
And
they got Simon
karaoke dance party.
Here's the thing, though. I don't care what anybody says. The opening song in Shrek 2, it will make you tear up if it's the first time you see it.
Accidentally in love. Accidentally in. Oh my god.
I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love. Like,
there's
you'll
so many
tear
good.
up.
There's so many good moments. Just
This
sequence,
movie
like,
just made me tear up in general, honestly.
fucking
Honestly, man, like this is the best movie for so many reasons. We'll get into it.
part where Shrek gets washed up by a shore, and then Ariel is kissing him, and then freaking Fiona just chucks her into the ocean, and she gets eaten by sharks.
I gotta say,
It's the Spider-Man reference.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love how like they're running through the meadow, and then it cuts to like people chasing them with pitchforks.
Mhm.
It's just, God, I love that song.
I think
So
my favorite parts of this movie are the Puss in Boots scenes. Just any scene with Puss in Boots in general is an amazing scene.
I'll get to Puss in Boots in a little bit, but I'll let one of you guys go. That's my get to hit.
we can't even talk about the most obviously best scene in the whole movie until later on, right? The best scene in any movie ever. Okay, so
I'm trying not to say it. I'm trying so hard.
Okay, all right. Who's
and
going?
You want to hear a Hiroshima take on this movie, right?
The Hiroshima take.
Absolutely. I told Matt about it earlier, like this week, but like I think that Shrek 2 is better than every Star Wars movie.
That's a bold statement. That is a bold. That is like you have got to have balls of brass to say something like that.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. He's kind of right in the sense
kind of right.
Kind of right. It depends on your perspective. Better wholesome movie, maybe.
Does it tell a better story than any of the Star Wars movies? Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Yeah, but just Empire Strikes Back.
Shit, hold on. Let me rethink what I just said. Hold on a second, because you just mentioned Empire Strikes Back, and that's like actually my favorite one besides Revenge of the Sith. Hold on. Damn it! Give me a second.
Empire Strikes Back is everybody's favorite. Like that's
Empire Strikes Back. Does Empire Strikes Back holding out for a hero sequence? I think not. Okay.
I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make an AMV now of that. Now I'm gonna take that's.
You're gonna make an AMV of the Battle of Hoth or whatever.
No.
Never ending
No,
up
no.
for a hero.
No. Okay, so like you know how like they're in Cloud City, right? How like Leia and all of them are in Cloud City, right? So like I'm gonna start off like, where have all the good men gone and where are all like that part, and then all of a sudden it's gonna be like Luke flying to Cloud City. I need a hero. All of a sudden he shows up, and then he goes in and infiltrates Cloud City, and then he's like fighting off the stormtroopers, and then he goes out to fight Vader.
Audience, thank you for listening to last week's podcast.
The climax of the song.
Yes.
Anyway, one of you guys go. Explain
Okay.
what you think.
Okay. So I'll go first because I got some stuff I want to say about this real quick. So this movie tells an amazing story that I think really it really helps Shrek's character a lot too. It definitely goes deeper into his fears and his struggles, especially the scene where he's looking at Fiona's journal, like her diary and stuff, and it's just like it's like Miss Fiona Charming, Miss Fiona Charming, Miss Fiona Charming, Miss Fiona Charming. It like you can see like all the life drain out of Shrek like every time he's looking at that. Just everything is like he's losing it.
It's the music also, like when he's trying to open it. It's like
yeah. And then freaking that one scene where this is also another thing about Fiona being dense as hell. When she sees Prince Charming and Prince Charming's acting like he's supposed to be Shrek, when he's saying that really, I'm like, how can you polar opposite people, like how could okay
my husband.
It is me.
Even if Shrek was trying to like fake it, it'd be way too obvious that it was actually Shrek than it actually being Prince Charming. It'd be way more obvious it was Shrek.
My husband is Scottish.
Yeah. First, the voice don't match. The voice never changed. First of all, when he changed into a human.
Just because you put frickin' Charming in a white shirt with a brown vest doesn't mean that he's automatically Shrek.
I know. Also another like heartbreaking scene is when Shrek is like out and the like human Shrek. Human Shrek is better than ogre Shrek. Changed my mind. So that's a bold statement right there. That's a bold statement.
Human Shrek goes through more trauma.
I know, and I here's the thing. I got so used to human Shrek throughout the movie. When he turned back to an ogre, I was like, oh god, what the hell? Like I got used to it because I liked it more. And then we went back to ogre, and I was like, oh, whatever.
It was all for the good of the message.
I know, and I was like, oh, okay. So one more thing, real quick.
Okay.
I would have loved to see an alternate universe where Shrek and Fiona stayed human, and the third movie would basically just be Shrek wanting to go back to be an ogre, and then that leads into Shrek Forever After. I would have loved that.
Oh god, that would have been a great plot line.
Because here's the thing, though. Because what would have happened was Shrek would have like realized that he's not happy as a human because he's not being who he really is, and he's realizing the consequences of sacrifice because he sacrificed himself to sacrifice his own happiness, whatever. And then like he has a family and everything, and then he goes in, and then it goes into the Forever After movie. Then he goes back to being ogre. Then it goes into that. I think that would have made more sense and been better. You could have just
made Forever After work.
You could have just skipped the third movie and then go straight to Forever After. Because the third movie, in my opinion, does nothing.
We'll get to that.
I know. I'm sorry. We'll get to that. But goddamn.
So who's next to talk about the Shrek 2?
I want to go next.
All right, you can go next.
I can't hold some of these things in anymore. Before I get into my rant, let's just be nice about it. This movie is the best out of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone listening, prove me wrong. It's the best. Right. The imagery in this movie, like the subtle hints as if it's real, like far away. I really I enjoyed because like all the hints, like Burger King was like King or something like that. Like
yeah, it's just, like,
It
all
was
the pop
Burger
culture,
Print.
all the pop culture references.
I enjoyed that. You know, I think this is the best soundtrack of any movie.
yeah.
Like, there's music.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not just
Oh,
music.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
One.
I'm nutting just thinking about it.
Change it. Don't wanna
That's literally what I was about to talk about.
fit.
Besides the obvious one that Andre will get to when it's his turn.
Oh my
It's the obvious song.
Wait, oh
This
yeah.
one is my other favorite. I just love this one. It's like she wakes up, washes her face. Ah! Like, you know what I
Oh
mean?
my god, dude! Like every time I hear this soundtrack, like I get like this huge like wave of like all kinds of different emotions just float like
Nostalgia, happiness.
nostalgia, sadness, happiness, anger. All this just happens.
Cause I could change time. Like
I feel so much joy. I feel so much joy every time I see Shrek doing parkour through the potions
Oh my
factory,
God.
freaking with
Yeah.
Ever Fallen in Love playing in the background.
Oh my god.
Good.
My favorite scene in this movie is the potions. 100%. I don't know why I like these middle scenes. I don't know why. Like, I just love it because like
It's a good
it has,
scene.
In just a touch of lust.
Just
and
a
like it's a
touch.
drinking. By the way, can I say that potion was fucking thick when they drank it?
That's
like
a
it was a
thick-
thick
That's a
potion.
thick, yeah, no, like that is a sticky, like,
It wasn't liquid.
Well, it was-
symbiote looking freaking potion.
Okay.
All right. But now comes my rants. I think everyone's gonna hate me for this. No one's gonna agree with me.
I already
Puss in
hate you.
Fuck Puss in Boots. Oh my god. I hate him so much. Like, I think he did a good thing
have to
in
hit
Shrek
you.
2.
I have to hit
No,
you
look-
now.
Listen to me. Served his purpose in the second movie. After that, he can fuck off. You know what I mean?
Okay,
It's like,
you know what?
you know
Okay.
I'm right. You know
Okay.
I'm right.
Okay, so
I'm right.
I will agree with you. In the third movie, he did not do much. In the fourth
And
movie,
neither.
it was pretty funny, but that was it.
Here's the thing. As Donkey said, the part of an annoying talking animal has already been taken. Like,
Mhm.
I already have one. Here's the thing. Shrek 2, he was great. I loved his character in Shrek 2. But, like, at the same time, he was just a dick, and then Shrek punked him. Then all of a sudden, he's like, "Oh, let me kiss your ass. Mwah. You know, let me help you with these things." It's like, didn't you just try to kill me? I love.
Puss in Boots.
Yeah.
Puss in Boots his two purposes in the whole movie are just to try and kill Shrek and then immediately go in 180 and then cuck Donkey.
Yeah.
And
And I just, but no, okay. But to me though, I just like his personality though. Like I just really like Puss in Boots' voice, his personality, and I like how he starts off as like sort of frenemies with Donkey. Then like at the very end when they're singing "Live and La Vida Loca" together, I'm like, oh, they do like each other. Yes.
Yeah.
and
I think
It's,
also.
it's hard
Sorry, go ahead.
not to love it. It's hard not to love Antonio Banderas did with Puss in Boots. Honestly, kind of.
I think this is also the funny. Don't quote me on this, and don't hate me. I think this might also be the funniest of the bunch.
No, it is. It
It is.
Just for the reason
Wait.
of like the annoying Donkey. I can't quote.
One of my
You know that? Like,
one of my favorite jokes in this movie. It doesn't even sound that funny. It's just the delivery of it. It's when they're at the fairy godmother's workshop and they're talking to the receptionist, and he says, "Actually, we're from the union," and then he turns the intercom away so that like the boss doesn't hear it, and he's like, "Yeah, no, like our insurance plan aren't great. I mean, we don't even have dental. They don't even have dental.
Don't
do
even
they?
have that. Then
They don't even have dental."
my favorite.
My favorite
the
joke
funniest
in the
part.
movie is also in the factory scene, but it's when friggin' he after he gets in the fight, Godmother, and he leaves, and then he kidnaps like one of the little workers, and he just puts on the outfit over his head and starts walking on.
Hey,
He's like,
TGIF, hey,
it's
Mac.
like
TGIF, hey, Mac.
All right.
sneak
funniest-
level 100.
Yeah. Funniest parts for me were one when Shrek just said tight round buttocks. I just love that part. It's just funny to me. Oh God, what? I just had it and then I lost it. And I just lost another funny part.
Second favorite joke. Oh, sorry. Go ahead and do yours real quick.
I was gonna say the Pinocchio scene when they're in the well and it's like, say a lie, like I'm wearing ladies' underwear.
It's a thong.
Oh, or not, or not, or two. All right, here we go. Hang tight. Anyway,
Okay,
can I?
okay,
It's
Sebastian.
obvious that-
Sebastian,
Yeah?
I'm not gonna lie. You do a pretty good Gingy voice. Like, you do a pretty good Gingy voice. Not gonna
Yeah.
lie. Oh, here we go. Hang tight.
Don't lie.
All right, here we go. Hang tight.
Yeah. Like, not gonna lie. You
By the
sound
way,
pretty good.
also, it's very obvious that the same person voices Pinocchio, or it sounds like it. Like this, Pinocchio and Gingerbread Man have the same voice. I don't care what anybody says. Sounds like it. I also love Cops.
Okay,
Nice.
I was just gonna get into that
Yeah.
one. It was like it's when they're
Nice
arresting Puss in
joke.
Boots. Yeah, it's when they're arresting Puss in Boots and they find catnip and they plant
That's
evidence
not
on
my-
him. That's my second favorite joke.
Oh God! Quick, rewind it.
I'm
Then
a
they
husband.
just
Shrek,
pepper
I'm
spray.
a husband.
Freaking
Oh my god.
Oh God. Matt, before we go to you, Andre, Matt, one question I have.
What?
Important question. Did you fuck human Shrek?
Is that even a question? Is that even a question, Donkey? Is that even a question?
Almost made me throw up. Laughing so hard.
that'll do.
That'll do, Donkey. That'll do.
And one last thing I want to say. I know I've been going for a while, and I apologize. But one last thing I'm going to say. It's the arc with Donna's dad and Shrek.
Harold.
I feel like it can relate. Like, you know how like with kids movies, there's always that thing that can also pull the adults in,
Oh, yeah.
whether it's humor or storytelling that the kids don't even notice. It's like I feel like everyone can relate to impressing the dad. You know what I mean? And like,
I
just love it.
I really like Harold. You know, I felt bad for him mostly though too. I never disliked him. I always just felt bad for him.
It's like
You get
I'm not
bullied.
angry. I'm so happy. La di da di da di da.
His voice, like the delivery of his voice is just amazing though. It's mostly his voice for me though too.
Rest in peace.
I love it.
freaking just gets bullied like through the entire movie.
By some old lady and her pretty boy son.
Prince Charming too, but I'll speak more about him when we talk about this movie. That's all I have to say. So, Andre,
All right. Again, I just love it. Okay. This scene in the movie. Okay, no one can ever prove me otherwise. Is the holding out for a hero scene? It's literally.
I'm trying so hard to hold it back.
I need a hero.
Okay.
It's
Single-handedly, the best scene. I'm sorry, Andre, but I have to say, single-handedly, the best scene in the movie is the raid on the castle with frickin' Mondo. Making.
It's the best scene in the movie.
We got a big river. Oh yes.
Again, friggin'
God.
everything perfectly built up to that moment where it's like, what's gonna happen? We know what happens if it fails, right? Freaking, it's really important. Freaking, early the cover of freaking I Need a Hero is to die for. It sings instrumental is going on, so like in between the parts where they're singing, there's just like normal music score, and it's perfectly going in with the action.
Yes, it is.
Friggin' you could see like friggin' King Harold just like friggin' putting his hand in his face. He's like really cringing at what friggin' Charming's doing to try and get.
It's hurting him. Like it's hurting him that he put his daughter in this position. Like it's hurting him a lot though too.
Also, just to even know how more dense she is, even though she's obviously dense for thinking it's Shrek, she's obviously dense because nothing she liked about Prince Charming as a child, she's all of a sudden not interested. But I guess her opinion can change.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing that
let's just face it. Okay, let's just face it. Fiona be denser than a neutron star. Okay, it's just one of those things that we have to love and appreciate. You gotta make it a positive, not a negative.
Yeah,
I think
are fictional characters with negative chakra. Okay, and
I'm gonna say a controversial thing real quick. I think Ogre Fiona is better looking than human Fiona. I don't care what anybody says.
I don't know if I entirely agree with that.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Matt, you bang Ogre Fiona.
No matter what you say about it, you get yelled at by the internet. So
yeah, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna keep my opinion to myself. I'm gonna keep the comments to myself.
Say they're equal.
Matt, blink twice if you bang Ogre Fiona.
Fuck off! I had something in my eye. Shut up! I had something in my eye. I hate you. I had something in my eye. You bastard!
I blinked twice, but that's because of something else. By the way, audience,
now you gotta do it.
By the way, audience, we're not doing FaceTime. This is audio, so it's like.
Christ.
Anyway, sorry to cut you off.
Let's get back on track here. Speaking of Prince Charming, man, is he way better in this movie than he is in 3?
Oh my god! Honestly. Yes, so much better.
Prince though there are a few lines that he says. His delivery is like kind of weird to me. Like the two that come to mind are both when he shows up to see his mom at the factory after it's been destroyed, and it's like the one where he's like, "Mother, mother."
He would know the day he stole my kingdom from me. Oh, I love that.
In your pants, Junior, you're still gonna be king.
I love that.
Just like he's like every jock, like acts tough, but is really a bitch.
Yeah.
Like,
but the second line that just sounds really weird to me is like there's no way you can make it sound natural. But when Fairy Godmother is like, "Sweet pea, mother is working," he's just like, "No, what happened in here?" It never sounds.
Yeah.
It's like that one scene in Infinity War where frickin' Scarlet Witch is like hands off, but she says it in a weird way. It's like hands up. It's it's just that will never sound right to me.
It's just you gotta mess with the context if you want to really fix it.
That's sad that in Shrek 2 the fucking what's it called? The fucking dresser is more intimidating than Prince Charming. But dance
You want to dance pretty boy?
That's true, though.
Ugly stepsister? What? Huh? What is it?
Fucking Doris.
Doris. Oh my god.
And voiced by Larry King.
Do you know where the fairy godmother is? Yeah, she's in the other room. You fucking loony. Get out of here. Oh my god. I love it. God, it's amazing.
Prince Charming wasn't really supposed to be that intimidating in the second one. He was supposed to be just like upon for
but
Fairy Godmother.
still, he's a main character, and a fucking dresser does a better job at it than he does.
Well, he's not supposed to be. He's not supposed to be threatening until Shrek the Third, and he's still not. So.
He's just insufferable to watch in the third one. Anyways, we'll get to that when we get to that. Anyways, that's all I have to say about Shrek 2. Anybody else want to say something?
I have nothing else. Basically, it's the perfect sequel, almost a perfect movie.
This doesn't suffer sequelitis. This does not.
No,
This is
does the opposite.
You can watch the movie without seeing the first one, and you will not have any problems.
Yeah.
it won't be lost, and it won't be like a it's not a you have to watch this to know what is going on.
It's not like watching Infinity War.
Yeah, it's not like watching an Avengers movie. Like you can just pick it up and watch it.
Which is not the case with what's next.
Oh god, okay. All right,
Are we doing it? Are we doing it? Are we going into
Yep.
We're
Remember
about
when
to
we said-
enter
Remember when we said
into
that this
a world of pain.
Remember when we said that this movie doesn't suffer from sequelitis? Well, this is a complete 180.
Shrek the Third.
Wouldn't wipe my ass.
Let's talk about the positives before we get to the plethora of negative.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on, wait. Here's a funny joke. Everyone, this out, Matt. Everyone, don't say anything, but leave this in. Ready? Everyone, just be silent. All right, let's talk about the positive. All right.
Yeah. That was it. Yeah. That was it.
All right, but for
No,
real,
but- For real,
are there any
let me
for
say
real,
some positive. Okay, I like is just as good as the movie does not look bad by any means. Okay, so that
it looks fantastic.
I do not care for the fact that they just basically reused all of the freaking locations from Shrek 2 except for one dude's hut, but other than that, and a high school. But other than that,
Oh boy.
who wants to go first?
One song first, I guess, because I'm already started. There's one song in the movie that I actually really like because it goes with the theme. Again, I watched a video about it, so you know I'm an expert. No, I'm just kidding.
I think I watched the same video you're talking about too, actually.
There's this band that's in all three of the first three Shrek movies that have at least one song in it. It's called Eels. The first movie, it had the song play while they were walking through, and they had the fog balloons and all that. In the second movie, literally, it was perfect. The third, because in the second movie, there's the song where he's lying in bed, and he needs some sort of sound. In the third movie, the first thing you hear in the third movie, after the whole one with the coconut horse, because they got a Monty Python. The song is a song by the same band, Royal Pain, and the first thing you hear is "I got some sleep and I needed it."
Yeah.
Not just a little bit.
Yeah. In the second one, they talked about how he needs sleep and needs rest, and then the third one, it goes full circle.
I liked that song. I thought it was good. Those are kind of.
That's about it, though.
Except for Barracuda, I guess. I like the song Barracuda, but it wasn't used well in the movie.
Okay. They tried to go from Immigrant Song to Barracuda.
Barracuda? Ooh,
Can't
it
do
didn't
it.
work.
What?
Two completely different songs. Not to mention they completely destroyed the Immigrant Song.
Okay, here's the thing. I liked the idea of of her doing that, going, okay, I like that idea. It just wasn't executed well. Just wasn't executed well.
Like it wasn't executed well, like a lot of the things in this movie. Like,
you know what bugs me about this movie?
What's that?
So you know how the princesses were locked up, right?
Yes.
They were waiting for they're waiting for Shrek and everybody to come by, right? But the second they find out that Shrek's in trouble, oh yeah, maybe we can break out now.
And then they decide to break it.
You could have done that earlier and saved your husband a whole lot of trouble, Fiona. But no.
You know something that really bothers me? There's this really shoehorned in like traitor twist where Rapunzel ends up working for Prince Charming the whole time.
Yeah, that was really shoehorned. Like that was not even.
And did they have the time to do that? She was kidnapped all the princesses the whole time. When did they have the time to make an arrangement to where she would betray them?
Well, it's like in Saw 3, when you find out the chick who was addicted to heroin ended up being Jigsaw's right-hand woman. Right. Basically.
That was a bad twist too, okay?
We'll get to Saw another time. Oh, God,
actually,
man.
I'm trying. My mom ordered me a Saw 8 film collection.
Oh God.
Oh God. Stay tuned.
Yeah. Anyway, freaking. There's that one thing that even pointed out that the song, the sad posting hour song, the Hallelujah sequence song, whatever you want to call it, plays a song about infidelity instead of like anything that would actually match the themes of the movie.
Also,
if there even is there
Live and Let Die plays like
a freaking James Bond opening song
plays as King Harold's dying. Like, this is not appropriate for the thing.
Live. It's not sad. It's not even that good of a song.
It really isn't.
Even that. I guess because it says "die" in it.
Basically.
Again, there was the. Is there any other song in the movie? I guess.
I'm sure Arthur
Most of them were forgettable to me because I didn't care about the movie, honestly.
I'm sure Arthur, the character Arthur, sung something because he was voiced by Justin Timberlake.
Oh, he didn't sing anything. He didn't sing in the movie.
Yeah, that's right. I figured he would have sang something.
And
we got to enter a world of pain in which you are not familiar.
God. Okay, so can we talk about
The frickin' third does not even remotely compare to the finale of Shrek 2, but it tries so hard.
Can we talk about King Arthur for a second, or Artie? I did not care for him.
I don't think anyone did. I think he was. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean,
here's the thing. I wanted to care for him so hard, but I couldn't.
it's
The only instance where I was like, "Oh, that's sad," is when he's at that campfire watching, like that little vision of like the bird, like the bird scene.
Yeah.
That is the only thing I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I feel bad now," but that's about it, though. That's about it.
We meet him for like 2 seconds. And he makes a big old speech about how you shouldn't bully kids because they might become the king. And I'm like, wait, who are you now?
Exactly. It's like, first of all, who are you? Second of all, don't talk to me like that. And third of all, I don't even know you. Stop it. Just shut up. Please.
Should have got Joey Fatone instead of Justin Timberlake. I'm just saying.
But,
Let's talk about one of the elephants in the room, because yes, there's more than one. Theme sequence that Shrek has while he's on the boat after finding out he's going to become a father.
You are royally like that. Like that was funny, but like everything else was
Happened.
Oh yeah.
Freaking Shrek has a nightmare about having like a bajillion
Oh my God,
babies.
that's so stupid. That was so stupid. It was so dumb.
It really was.
This film, I liked it at first. Because it was filmed like a horror movie.
Right.
Duh.
Then the second one was like over flooded the room with babies, and then he would all of a sudden was at like a high school graduation and he was naked. Then I was like, God, that's stupid. And then it picked right back up again where it was like, and Shrek was like, guys, wake up, and then Donkey turns his head.
Duh.
Duh.
Okay, so here's how I feel they could have fixed that. I feel like what they could have done to fix that scene to make it better is if they made like actual like legitimate like real parent problems such as conflicts between parents each other, kids being depressed or all kinds of stuff like that. Little glimpses.
You know what I would have. You know what I would have think would have made it better?
What?
Would have just played the beginning of Shrek Forever After.
Yeah.
Care of the kids, and then the day just repeats over and over again. And
that would have been better too.
So that would have been pretty great, actually. Not gonna lie.
Would have been better if they just hinted at that sort of thing, and then in the Forever After movie they kind of replay that to show that to sort of symbolize that Shrek's greatest fears that came to be.
I think
would have been pretty cool.
And I think the funniest part is when Donkey's like trying to wake up Shrek, pulls off the blanket, and then they're naked.
Oh yeah, and Donkey sees Shrek's dick.
Yeah, just oh.
That's about it though for me. Everything else about this movie is just not fun to watch. Really lame.
It's one of those movies where right after I watched it, I forgot everything I again.
Honestly, you know what? Like,
except for the horrendous, and where one Shrek in front of like hundreds of people.
I think that how this movie is for me is, I don't think it's a terrible movie. Like, okay, it's not like a bad movie, like as a movie itself, but I think that like as a short movie, it's not great.
It's not Jedi bad, okay, but it's not good.
Right. It's an underwhelming movie that I feel like it had some good potential, but I feel like if they would have made Prince Charming more intimidating, more serious, a better villain,
or just get a different villain,
or that too, would have been nice.
Prince Charming's arc was finished. Get revenge, but that's like not to go into other movies because we haven't done that enough in this podcast. But, it's like when, like, let's say Fast and Furious, for example, there's a villain in, like, the second movie, and then he comes back in the seventh.
Right.
That makes sense, because time has passed. Like, you know what I mean? But, I don't know. This just happened.
It's completely
it's forgettable.
Actors from Monty Python and the Holy Grail was shoehorned into this movie for no reason. There's a wizard did nothing other than teleport them back, but they could have just found a way back without a wizard. I don't
know about you.
That led into the even more pointless thing of like Shrek. Donkey and Puss in Boots get their bodies swapped.
How do you understand what I mean by Puss shouldn't be in any movies after 2? Because that was not needed.
That's all I have to say about this movie.
Before we get into like the last movie, like, I just want to ask a question, y'all's opinion.
Yeah.
Is this one of those, like, for Shrek? I understand DreamWorks is a multi-million-dollar company, but is this a situation of it's starting to get too big for its own thing? Like, do you think that's fair to say? I feel like brand in the movies got too big to understand it's
I can see that.
Shrek 1 had a beautiful message. Shrek 2 also had a beautiful message of be yourself, don't be ashamed of who you are. What's the message in this movie? Don't puss out of being a king.
The message in that is not really clear, but the fourth movie's message is actually really good and I love it a lot.
The problem with the fourth movie.
I think what the message of the third movie was supposed to be, I think it was supposed to be about him accepting the fact that he was going to be a dad or something like that. But they should make him go through anything that would actually teach him a lesson. A dad.
That's basically what the fourth one was
for. To me, I feel like the whole
go on a journey with this 7.
In my opinion, I feel like that the whole Shrek being a father and the whole baby thing, I feel like that was just an afterthought, and they just kind of shoehorned that into the plot when it didn't need to be, because you could take out some scenes about Shrek talking about being a dad and stuff, and then it wouldn't change the story. It wouldn't change anything.
Yeah,
it really wouldn't.
Just pointless scenes and just doesn't add anything to the story. Anyways, that's all I have to say about this movie, though. It's
guys, before we get into the fourth and possibly final movie in the Shrek trilogy.
It is the final.
It is the final one. Forever After.
Illumination might have something different to say, but we'll get there.
Shut up.
Can I just read something, because this does fit in the Shrek timeline? Can I just read an article?
Go ahead.
I want complete silence. I don't want any. You guys can say or make comments, but don't interrupt me. I'm going to read all of this.
Okay.
Give credit to the writer. Give credit to the writer. I don't want to get sued.
I will at the end. I'll give credit at the end because I don't want to give it away.
Mm-hmm.
You guys ready?
Yep.
I was only 9 years old. I loved Shrek so much.
Oh God,
I had all
stop.
the merchandise and movies. I pray to Shrek every night, thanking him for the life I've been given. Shrek is love, I say.
Oh, no.
My dad hears me. Calls me. No. I knew he was.
I'm trying to laugh.
You guys know I wasn't going to finish that, right? God, let me.
Andre, you there, bud?
Andre.
I don't want to be.
Okay, we're done. Anyways,
we're done with the Shrek is love, Shrek is life, bananas, bull.
Obviously, I wasn't gonna finish that.
Okay, Shrek Forever After. Good movie. I liked it a lot.
I liked it actually a lot.
Was better. Sure.
Rumpelstiltskin, very good villain. I like him a lot. He's very funny, goofy. Like him a lot.
Very underrated. This movie in general is very underrated.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I watched this movie right after I was watching Back to the Future, and I was already in that mindset of, oh my god, what if you were in a world where, all the people who you knew and loved, were there, but they didn't know you. And I was like, oh hell, no. And that's an actual legitimate fear of mine too, and I actually felt bad for Shrek a lot in this movie, especially in the scene where he cried for the first time. I was like, oh boy, oh man.
I did not cry once in the entire series, and
the one time he sees that little doll,
he was gonna die.
His daughter.
Would he die and lose everyone?
Yeah, the saddest part in this movie for me. This might get a little touchy. It's fair to say this was the most emotional film. It really tugged at the heart.
It was definitely the most emotional film for Shrek, though.
The thing that was sad for me is when it was trying to explain to Fiona, true love's kiss, this will work, everything will go back to normal. the first time she kisses him, and just it starts to rain when she stops kissing him, and she's just staring at him, like says, I don't love you. And Shrek, that was just really heartbreaking.
And I also like how they sort of reverse the roles between them. Is how like Shrek is trying. Shrek always believes in love now. He's so fascinated with the love, and he wants to try to get with her. And it was Fiona who was talking about love and stuff in the first movie. They sort of reversed the roles, and I really like that idea. It really it showed development, I think, for Shrek as a character too. It really showed development, and I thought that was brilliant, amazing.
I was told my entire life that this movie sucked. It came out. I watched it once when I was a kid. Didn't think anything of it. Everybody told me. I never watched it again because everybody told me it was the worst Shrek movie. And then I watched it again, and I was, needless to say, I was blown away by how good it actually was. And I love the part where they're playing the "I'm on top of the world" song, and while Shrek's like surfboarding on top of buildings and whatnot, and he's having a good time.
Yeah. However, this movie, Shrek Forever After, had I don't want to say tragedy because that's a dramatic word. Let me explain. Basically, I know I should probably save this for the end, but I just want to talk about why this movie is underrated. Not as forgettable as the third, but most people haven't seen it. Let me explain. Obviously, the first Shrek movie got about $484 million at the box office. Okay? Which makes sense. It's the first movie out of the trilogy, and it was in 2001. Second movie. Matt, guys, take a guess how much the second movie got in box office.
Like double that?
$785 million.
$919.8 million. This movie got. Second. Now, take a guess what the third is.
700,000.
Oh, the third actually got 813.4. A little less, but it was still pretty good. Shrek Forever after the failure of the third movie, Forever After got 752.6 million. It's not a bust. It's not horrible, but compared to the others, I love how this is a situation of what's poorly received. 752.6 million is poorly received, but it's just after the third movie, not that many people saw it.
Right.
And nobody thought it was going to be good.
Okay, so the only Shrek movies I watched in theaters were the third and the Forever After one. I watched the third on when I was like 7, I think. Then I watched Forever After in the theaters, and I was like, I don't remember how old I was, but I remember watching it. It was before I moved to Oregon, but yeah. And I remember watching them. I enjoyed the Forever After one more, but not by much over the third movie, because it was just kind of like, for me. Like, I didn't think, again, like Andre, I didn't think too much of it. But yeah, but after I rewatched it, I was like, oh my god, this is actually really good and really...
Like, it's weird in a situation now that we look back at it and we've watched it. So, like, obviously the second is the best. The fourth, and don't quote me on this, don't hate me, but has the best emotional storytelling. It has the best, this one pulls you in. This one, even though the first one won an Oscar, this one was going for the Oscar. You know what I mean? Like, one of those movies where was trying to be dramatic.
This movie also does this, it has this, it's a lot darker, and it feels more mature than the other ones, too.
It's what Cars 3 was promoted to be and wasn't.
You know what also happened that made this movie not as successful? Again, this one kind of just got lost in the shuffle, because there were four DreamWorks movies that came out in 2010.
Oh, wait. Before you say it, let me take a guess. Shrek Forever After... Kung Fu Panda 2? I don't know the other ones. What were the other ones? I think Kung Fu Panda.
It was Shrek Forever After. Was Kung Fu Panda 2. It was How to Train Your Dragon 1 and Megamind. They all came out the same year. And not to mention the fact that Despicable Me 1 also came out the same year. Generated every movie.
2010 was a great year for him.
I have never liked Despicable Me. Anyway, sorry. I never liked it.
We're getting off topic.
Yeah, I know. It's just when you talk about Despicable Me, it just makes me like.
Oh,
Bad.
just
cringe
wait
and
after we
angry.
finish talking about this. Illumination. We have to talk about it. This movie, we have to talk about it. Yeah. But anyway, this movie for me, like, it makes you tear up. I know I said for the second movie, the opening song made you tear up, but that was tear up for joy. This movie could make you cry if you really let it.
Yeah.
This movie, you're
movie
fucking
moved
done.
me.
I think
It moved me.
It
think
has
that
the best story.
is better. It is better than Lord Farquaad.
Oh, yeah. Shane Dawson is better than Lord Farquaad. Yes.
Shane Dawson's better than Markiplier.
Oh God.
But I mean, Lord Farquaad. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about villains, right? You're meant to hate villains, like you love villains. This movie, you actually hated Rumpelstiltskin. It was funny, but you hated it. That was what I liked about it.
And you didn't really hate Lord Farquaad because he really wasn't there for like 90% of the film.
Right, like he was just a goofy villain, but Rumpelstiltskin actually had some. He had a lot more screen time.
You wanted to see him die. You wanted to see him get hurt. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's just sad that this, because of what happened for the third, it just wasn't received as well. That honestly makes me upset because this was.
If it wasn't for, pretty sure this one would have been like way better received.
Most likely.
This would have been. It's just. Was Shrek? We're starting to wind down here. Was Shrek the Third really needed? Like, take out everything
Honestly,
that we've talked about. Like,
it
if
wasn't.
this Forever After was Shrek the Third, I think it would have been more. I think it would have been received and gotten a lot more money for sure.
It would have
It might have
been a
gotten
perfect trilogy, in my opinion. It would have been a
Trilogy.
great trilogy. It would have been an amazing trilogy if Forever After was just Shrek the Third, but they wanted to expand it out into some weird, terrible movie with Shrek the Third. Then they, fixed it with Forever After. But yeah,
It's like when they made Aladdin, and then Aladdin 2 and 3 were Shrek the DVD. That's what Shrek the Third was.
but
Then like Aladdin 2 sucked ass, and
then Aladdin 3, for some
pretty
reason,
alright.
Robin Williams came back. I don't know what else to say about Forever After this.
Yeah, no, I
more-
think you've said everything I had in mind too.
I'm
would-
into Silly Thunder.
I love the Puss in
wasn't-
Boots scene where he's just a fat cat. It's the original Fat Thor.
Looks
I
like
love
you, Matt.
I love the freaking callback to Shrek in Boots, where in Shrek 2, in Boots was like, "Fear me if you dare," and then in Shrek 4, he's all like, "Feed me if you dare."
Also, what I love about this movie though mostly too is the ending credit scene is when they do the throwbacks to the first Shrek movie. And it's like the first two ones.
They cut through montages through all of the Shrek movies before it.
God, it's
Then they have the
it's a good ending. It's a really good ending to this series.
They have a cover of "I'm a Believer" by Weezer, which was amazing.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
This is the perfect send-off to an amazing trilogy that did wonders, was successful. and it was gonna end perfectly. Until
Illumination's like, we need the money.
Oh, for those that don't know, about a year or two ago, Illumination came out and they stated that Shrek 5 is a possibility made with minions.
Oh, that's not real. It's just fake news.
It's not fake news. Illumination want to make Shrek 5 and they want the minions to be involved somehow.
Coming out 2002.
Hey, do you know where Illumination Studios is?
Why? You gonna go kill him?
No, I'm just gonna burn it down.
Burn it down!
They can't destroy my favorite franchise if they don't have a studio to make it.
What if they actually do a good job?
It will be a cold day in hell before they do that.
That is almost impossible.
Actually, it's kind of funny because in one of the layers of hell, it's nothing but ice. So actually, hold on. Let me rethink that. When Shrek the Third is good, then that movie will be good. But
odds
what if they just remake Shrek the Third? Make it
why don't they just remake bad films?
5, it's been confirmed that Shrek 5 is a reboot. It's not a sequel.
How the fuck is it called Shrek 5?
Because people, I don't know. Again, everybody just called.
You're gonna tell me
everyone's just gonna call it Shrek 2022 instead of Shrek 2001. Just like how now everyone has to call it or Lion King 94.
Oh, I have a question. What if they just went Shrek the remake? Like what if they just put like a Final Fantasy VII just said Shrek the remake?
Oh no!
Please. That'd be the only
like,
thing good about that.
Shrek's going through the entirety over again, but then like at random points, just Lord Farquaad showing up, messing with the time.
Played by Squirrel. Oh my god.
So here's a question: where the fuck is Mike Myers?
Actually,
in the sequel.
Actually, yeah. Sebastian has a good point. Where is Mike Myers?
No, he's alive. But what is?
Well, friggin', he's been on a TV show now called The Gong, where like you do a talent show act in front of a bunch of people, and if they hate it, they smack you like this 50-foot long gong.
Was in Bohemian Rhapsody. He played
he played this.
He was in Bohemian Rhapsody, wasn't he?
He did the Shrek voice for that movie.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Also,
what did you say about Bohemian Rhapsody?
He played the record. Like at first.
Did you say that the movie sucked? I swear I heard that.
No, he didn't.
No, I did not.
No, Bohemian Rhapsody is a great movie.
And there's been
hello, darling. Hello.
There's been talks of a Dr. Evil movie for like 5 years. I don't know if that'll ever come.
Gimme.
That will never.
Matt, you know it's not going to be good.
It's like a reboot or something like
Dr.
that.
Evil. How can you hate it?
I'm not saying I'm going to hate it. It's just probably going to suck. I know it is. Because you know it's going to be taken out of his hands, and it's going to be written by people who've only seen the movies and think, you know what's good.
It's going to be written by a bunch of millennials that think that the originals weren't funny because they were offensive, and they're going to be like, this is what's actually funny.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny is that that kind of sucks. Like when you remake movies, like with comedies, because like no, Bill and Ted 3 was supposed to come out this year. No, next year.
It's coming out this year.
It is? Okay. I thought it was coming out
in August.
It was.
Oh, it is coming out in August.
saying with the virus, I don't know if it's coming out because a lot of things have been pushed different dates. But like one bit they
don't
did.
take this away from me.
Anyway, you know, like the one bit where like they would hug each other and then go fag right afterwards. You can't do that now. That's the thing. It's one of the catchphrases. You can't do that nowadays. That's why
Offensive.
it's very offensive. Back in that day, back in the 80s, it was funny. It's like, you know what I mean? And like, I'm not saying it's okay, but it's like,
but like it's the comedy has changed in the public's eyes over the years, and it's not the same as it used to be, which sucks.
That's why
it makes what sucks is that it makes their job more difficult to write good jokes and to try to make it at least better for people so less people get offended. But that's a whole nother can of worms that I don't want to open up right now because that's
talk about that.
Because we're gonna get into some like my opinions on some stuff, and I don't want that on the internet right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, but guess since we're around the end, should we rate the Shrek movies worst to best?
Hold on a second.
We did in the.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about the villains yet.
Yeah, let's talk about
Yeah,
the
we do.
We haven't talked about the best villain.
Take it away.
All right. So,
we have Far God,
no,
Fairy Godmother, Charming,
no. It's
and
on my list. It
sorry.
is Fairy Godmother. Strictly because of that song.
That's your worst villain or best villain?
No, best villain. Fairy Godmother.
Okay.
Rumpelstiltskin. Lord Farquaad. And then Prince Charming.
I wasn't ranking them best to worst. I was just saying which ones we were talking about. For me, it's Lord Farquaad, Rumpelstiltskin, Fairy Godmother, and then Prince.
No, ogres.
Right, Andre, what's your?
Me. Okay, it goes Rumpelstiltskin, Fairy Godmother, Lord Farquaad from the musical, and Lord Farquaad, then Lord Farquaad from Shrek Retold, and then Prince Charming.
All right.
There are three Farquaads before there's a Prince Charming.
All right. Now we're gonna rate the best Shrek movies to the worst ones, and then we can just wrap this up and call it a night.
I guess I'll go.
Probably like midnight for our boy.
Oh, yeah.
Seabass.
I mean, I don't care. I stay up late anyways. But here I'll go first. All right, worst to best. I think we're all pretty much gonna have the same idea.
Yeah.
Shrek the Third, Forever After, Shrek 2.
You said worst to best?
Worst to best.
Okay, worst to best for me would be Shrek the Third. I know I'm gonna get some backlash from this, but the first Shrek movie. Then Forever After, then Shrek 2.
Listen, I know we were just going on about how it's the most emotional movie and shit like that.
Here's the thing. No, but Sebastian, here's the thing. I have watched the first Shrek movie so many times. I like to see some a bit more different. And I feel like Forever After told a better story, and it just made me more invested in the movie.
Oh yeah,
So
you've seen the first one a lot. What are you saying? Is that what you're telling me?
A lot.
How many times have you watched the second one, Matt?
A lot too.
It's your favorite, right?
Is that every problem that Shrek 1 has, Shrek 2 doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining about that. It's just like
He just doesn't like my opinion. He just doesn't like my opinion.
Matt's issue is just I've seen it too many times. I want to see something different. Yet his favorite Shrek movie is one he's seen a million times, if not more.
No, it's just because Shrek 2 it hits me in the nostalgia, and it makes me emotional every time I watch it. The first one doesn't do that.
Andre, what's your list?
I guess I guess I can do my list now. I guess. I don't hear anything.
What's up?
Oh,
Oh, okay. I thought I lost you.
No.
I'm all alone.
I thought I
No one
lost
here
you.
beside
Okay,
me.
come on.
Okay,
Okay. To the point. Let's go.
good. All right, I completely agree with Matt. I think it goes Shrek 3, 1, Shrek 4,
If
more.
you bring in Retold and musical, I swear to God.
Andre, I'm gonna kick you in the dick if you
The
bring in
mu-
Retold.
Okay. Okay, you want to go? You want to go full on? Okay, let's go. Okay, so goes Shrek 3, Shrek the musical. Then it goes
God
Shrek
damn it!
Retold. Then it goes Shrek Retold. 1. Then it goes Shrek 4, and then Shrek 2.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah, alright.
Well, you know what? It's good to have different opinions, because if they were all the same, nothing would be good.
That's true.
Anyways, so I think we had a pretty good discussion tonight. It was pretty good. We had, I feel like we bonded over our favorite ogre.
Yeah.
And
It was good to hang out, and
that was
thank you
good.
guys. Thank you guys for having me. This was really
yeah.
fun.
Oh yeah, most
Yeah.
definitely.
There'll be plenty more.
Oh yeah. Any horror movies we go over, we're definitely gonna have you on board.
All right.
We
Yeah.
mostly just had to have you replace Pickle because he wasn't gonna do this.
Thanks.
He would've-
I love. By the way, I love how this started with you're just gonna replace Pickle, and now it's burn my keep.
Well, I mean, you have earned. You are now.
I've
Listen,
earned your place.
listen. You're on the council, but we do not grant you the rank of master. Okay.
Okay. All right. Listen. God damn it. Here's the thing. Seriously, thank you guys for having me.
No,
I
love you.
I love y'all too. It was really fun.
Mhm.
I would love to come back for anything really.
Oh, yeah,
Just
most definitely.
if it's anything with anime, might not know anything.
Oh no, you will not know.
Probably not. We're probably not gonna
Oh.
cover any anime.
Not yet.
But still,
Not
I'll
until-
probably
Not until I
sit-
brainwash Andre. Not until I
I'll
brainwash
sit-
him.
sit those one out. No, anything with comic books, horror, video games, anything.
Mhm.
You guys know I'm there. I have a feeling when we eventually get into the MCU series, you guys will bring me in. 'Cause I've
Yeah,
read.
we have.
That's got to be later on though.
That's gonna be a trilogy: Part 1, Phase 1, Part
Mhm.
2, Phase 2, Part 3, Phase 3. Like that has to.
And
Most
Yeah.
definitely. Anyways, so I love you guys, and we're just gonna call it a night. And this is a pretty good podcast. I like it.
okay. And no
Love you guys.
matter what, make sure that Bryce does not become a guest on the show.
Just to piss him off.
I'm gonna add him to the Discord. No, I'm kidding.
All right. Well, thank you for all.
Don't you
Thank you all for watching this, and hope you guys enjoy and stay tuned for the future.
Comment your suggestions.
Oh yes, Bryce, do not leave a comment. Just don't.
Audience, give us a suggestion if there's
Don't
anything
read
you
it.
would like.
We'll block you.
All right. Well, good night.
Yeah.